Hello, my name is Stevan Bias. I am the Business Information Security Officer at Booking.com. This is inclusive of our homes, chains, and hotels segment. Before Booking.com, I worked at the Pentagon as a Joint Chiefs of Staff Senior Advisor. So really cool work, but actually super transitionable to my role at Booking.com. When you look at the cybersecurity sector, specifically the hospitality aspect of that, right now we're seeing quite a change. And for the most part, we've avoided significant risk until the last year. What we've seen is a significant increase in attackers' focus on the industry. Historically, you had major incidents such as ransomware, compromise of business email, these things that we see for every part of the enterprise and not just hospitality. Over the last few years, we've seen a specific targeting of the hospitality industry focused on partners and travelers, the large monetary aspect of the hospitality industry. When we look at the trend of that over the next 6 months to a year, we expect that this will continue. When we look at the biggest challenge for the industry, there's a few buckets I could probably put these into. For example, if we look at the phishing aspect of it, really this is kind of the initial foothold of getting access to an environment or to an individual. This will continue to increase, I think. Additionally to that, when we look at actually account compromise, this is what we mean whenever an account for a hotel has been taken over. We also see this to most likely continue to increase and to be a major bucket of what attackers are attempting post of that phishing phase. And lastly is the monetization of this, and we see a continued increase in actual attempts at fraud, which is highly related to the cybersecurity aspect of account takeover and phishing. This continues to be the main goal of attackers, is to defraud, whether it's defrauding travelers directly, as well as sometimes partners sometimes get thrown in the mix and attempting to make money off of the experience that partners have as well. So Booking.com has a huge priority on looking to how we can slow down attacks, how we can identify attacks, and how we can improve the experience on our platform while also not reducing the experience on our platform from a user or a partner perspective. When you look at the things that we prioritize understanding the impact, trying to reduce the success of such attacks. So we use some really smart technology such as machine learning, which allows us to make dynamic decisions automatically instead of being based on static patterns or static filters. So when we look at the impacts of these attacks over the last year, with the partner space, we've seen a lot of these phishing attempts that lead into account compromise actually to have a downstream impact both on the partner and on the traveler. Sometimes this is specific to reputation of the partner in which they're having to face with these issues where a traveler's reached out to them and said, hey, it seems like you have a compromise or your attack is impacting me negatively. Also, our hotel partners have to meet regulatory requirements, and this impact, when you look at personal data and credit card data, is quite important as well. Then lastly, I think when we look at that impact on the traveler aspect of it, since the traveler is the end user that's getting defrauded and they're the ones that are actually losing money, there's a significant influence for partners and for OTAs to reduce this impact and reduce these type of attacks as well. When we're talking about cybersecurity in our industry, and especially talking about impacts on travelers, it's actually critical and necessary for collaboration to be the key component of how we work together. It's not only something that Booking.com and or an OTA can stop. Additionally, it's not only something that a hotel can protect yourself from within a silo. So this collaboration of understanding how does the OTA create trusted platforms and secure the data on those platforms. But additionally, it's just as critical for hotels to secure their end users, their end systems, and also making sure that they train their users within the hotel or your reservations back office on how to recognize social engineering, how to recognize phishing, and ensuring that you're resilient against these attacks as well. So when we look at best practices and how do you protect yourself, I like to break these up in 3 different areas or buckets: be informed, inform, and report. And how I break this up is 1, be knowledgeable, be informed, inform yourself, take the opportunity to train and realize what does this look like as an industry when we talk about cybersecurity, how do you become resilient in that space. Also, make sure that you inform others. So if you're an account manager or if you're the cybersecurity leader of a partner, you're not the only one that needs to understand these really complex issues. You also need to make sure that you inform your staff on what is phishing, how are you resilient against these type of attacks. And then lastly, report. When something goes wrong, when you think something has gone wrong, make sure you're reporting this to your own organizations and to Booking.com or the other OTA that you could be having this experience with.
Thank you very much, Steve, for coming in.